OtibuTV, born from the drumbeat of the streets, the heartbeat of our people. Not stories written for us, but stories lived by us. At dawn, the kettle sings, the church roars, the market stares, a nation rises. Every breath, every hustle, a verse in our song. Hands at work tells their stories. The tattoo artist with ink, the pedicurist with polish, the seamstress stitching beauty, and the coconut seller cracks open relief, sweet water in hard times. And there are voices that carry further, stories born from pain. When the sun bows low, dreams prepare for tomorrow. The day may rest, but the life remains awake. This is not just a day, this is our rhythm, our spirit, and our truth. This is a day in the life.
I want to help my village. Je vais aider mon peuple. Nuestras carreteras están en mal. Together, we can change their story.
Accra Town tena hanu ache na jumadia ye ni ya yeko epusu ana ya farefo.
In the heart of Lake Volta, surrounded by water on every side, lies Accra Town, a settlement within Yeji, in Ghana's Bono East region. Like an island community, it thrives on fishing and trade, with boats coming and going each day to keep life moving. Here, boats come and go, carrying fresh fish, foodstuffs, and stories of resilience. In Accra Town, traders and fisherfolk work side by side. Families who migrated from Ghana's south have built their lives here, blending cultures and livelihoods. The spirit of cooperation and hard work is evident in every corner. My name is Evans, and I am the chairman here in Accra Town. Our community is mainly into fishing, and we've lived here for many years. Recently, some government officials visited and witnessed how the hills form due to the rains. Each time it rains heavily, floods follow. When that happens, we all gather in one safe spot, but the situation is always difficult. The floods destroy our homes and wash away our belongings. When the water dries up, we return to our homes or settle back into our usual spaces. Even the very place I'm sitting in now has experienced flooding.
Since 2010.
In 2010, the floods forced me to move out, and I only returned when the place became habitable again. The same thing happened in 2024. My home was flooded, I moved out and returned later. This has become a regular cycle for us. To move to a more convenient area, I would have to cross the lake, And that's not something I want to do. That's why I remain here. This is home. Currently, we face serious challenges. We don't have electricity, and though we have a school that runs from KG1 to Primary 6, there is no toilet facility. After Primary 6, our children have to travel to another town to attend junior high school. We rely on boats to travel to nearby towns, to our hometowns and to markets and Yeji. Our fishing work sometimes brings in good money, but at other times sales are poor. One key challenge is the lack of proper equipment. We need fishing gadgets and machines to help us catch more fish. After catching the fish, we usually roast them and the women sell them in the market. But when the weather gets windy, we can't use the fishing gadget. In such cases, we need what we call the outboard motor. I have lived here for 28 years and I'm content. This is my home and I don't wish to relocate. All we ask is government support, especially with electricity, toilet facilities, school improvements and fishing equipment to make life better for our people. But just beyond Yeji, across the water, lies a land facing far more difficult times, the Chimburung villages. In Chimburung, the roads are broken, travel is difficult, communities are cut off, especially during the rainy season when rivers swell and bridges collapse. Water sources are unreliable. Health facilities are overstretched, under-equipped and hard to reach. Network signals are weak.
My name is Sergeant Stephen. I'm the facility in charge here. We are in a Chokolomo community where the facility name is Chokolomo Chiefs Compound. It's a chiefs compound which bears around 13 communities, almost patronizing this specific facility. We are 2 in numbers, a CHN and an RG. The service we provide here is the OPD services and the child health services, family planning services. Those are the facility activities that we engage here. And as a facility, there are some ups and downs here. During the rainy seasons, we have some challenges, and during the dry seasons, we have some challenges. And the first challenge we have is the main structure of our facility. It's deteriorating. We've been asking the management for renovation, but there's no help. I've been here for 5 years. And from the first year that I came here, the structure was the same thing as this. And it keeps on deteriorating. We've consistently seek for help, but there's no avail for anyone to help us. If you enter the structure, you will see that there are certain things as a facility or a health facility. You are taking care of clients who are barely sick, coming for you to help them recover from their illness. But if you enter the facility, you see that the facility is not well organized, because the structures within are very stressful. If you are facility, you are staff here, even the room that you sleep in, we are just managing. You come from your comfort of your home to help the people here, because they also need the services. You can't abandon them and go back to where you came from. They need your services. So we have to face through the challenges. That's why we are here. But we need support every angle, the structure, even the motorbikes we use on the roads to each community is a very stressful one. We've engaged with the management to help us with the new motorbike, but there's no avail. So we are urging the politicians or the stakeholders to please come to our aid to help us make sure the facility is well organized so that the people here can also have access to a quality health care. But if you look at the structure, we have a consulting room. The consulting room is divided into 2, where the drugstore, where the pharmacy, the drugs are being dispensed. So we are just managing. And within this structure, that's the rooms for the staffs. We used to be 3 staffs here. The room is around 4 rooms. When you detach these consulting rooms, it's only 4 rooms. one for 3-4 staffs, one is a kitchen that we manage to use for cooking. So we have only 2 structures using for the OPD services and the consulting. So if you bring a midwife here, it will be a difficult thing because the midwife, they operate on its own. They have to be a delivery room and in the ANC where they will consult the client for palpation and other stuff. So when a client is, someone is pregnant here, you can't come here for services. It's either you go to Yeji or Kobiri or perhaps Buma, which is not part of us. As a facility or a health worker, if you are in a facility and you are working and you are short of some equipment to work with, or someone will come here with a cat, you have to suture, but you don't have a suturing kit. The person will think you are not doing a good work here, but it's not your doing. You understand? You have to let the person rip. This is a normal suturing. You can suture, but you don't have the equipment to do that. So you have to refer the person to a bigger facility. You look at the facility when it's raining, rain falls within the ceilings to the floors. So our call to the government, they should come to our aid. At least if they cannot renovate, they should put at least a facility around here so that we can do our services. And the facility, the community too need a midwife. And I think the facility should be on its own, so the health workers should be at a bungalow. This is our drug store where we keep our drugs, and we receive drugs from Kintampo. This is where we keep our drugs. There is no even a ceiling fan here. We've channeled this to the Yeji to help us with the fan, but they did not bring the fan here because the drugs react when there is heat. This is another living room for one of the staffs. And also, this is a kitchen where we are managing.
In these villages, daily life is a fight for the basics. Still, the people of Chumburung do not stand idle. They are building, fixing, hoping. They are calling for support from government, from organizations, from everyone who believes no community should be left behind. Before we begin any building work, we fetch sand, mix with water and mold it. Our main occupation here is farming. We grow yam, maize, rice, cassava and pepper. However, we face many challenges and our biggest problem is lack of water. At times, we even have to share the little water we have with cows. My name is Nana Saliba Mensah, and I am the Jasihine of Sukwa land. I live here in Sukwa. Frankly speaking, we are facing many challenges in this community. Our first and most pressing issue is water. We have no reliable source of water here. Sometimes, we are forced to share the little water we manage to get with cows. The nearest place to fetch water is about 5 miles away, which is a long and difficult journey. Secondly, our roads are in terrible condition. The road from Sokwa to Yeji becomes almost impassable whenever it rains. This makes it extremely difficult for us to transport our farm produce to the market after harvest. We also suffer from poor network connectivity. Making a phone call here is nearly impossible unless you climb a tree. Our education system is also suffering. We only have a 2-classroom building that dates back to the era of Ghana's first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. When the weather becomes cloudy, school children are forced to go home because the building can't withstand bad weather. A borehole was constructed for us, but unfortunately, the water is too salty. Another borehole was recently drilled near where our Konkomba brothers live, but even that cannot meet the needs of the entire community. The population is too large for the available water, which sometimes leads to conflict. To avoid fights, some people, including children, walk all the way to Yeji to fetch water. These children are very young, some in primary 2 and 3. Ideally, such long trips should only be made by children who have completed primary 6. There are teachers posted to the area, and accommodation has been provided for them. But many of them refuse to stay or teach, likely because they see this as a remote village school. Due to these challenges, lack of water, poor roads, no electricity and inadequate education infrastructure, we didn't vote in the year 2020. Government officials don't even visit us during campaigns or promise us any developmental projects. When it comes to healthcare, there is no clinic in Sokwa. The nearest clinic is in Chokolombo in Kwanta. Another clinic exists in Boma, which is geographically closer to us, but it does not cater to our needs as effectively as the one in Chokolombo. In reality, when someone falls ill, the only reliable option is to travel to Yeji, no matter the time or conditions. I personally experienced this in June when I returned home from town and found my wife was going into labor. Despite the heavy rain at midnight, I had to ride a motorbike all the way to Yeji. We arrived at 5 a.m. before she was finally attended to. Accra Town and Chimburum, though so close, live two very different stories. One growing with trade and opportunity, the other waiting for the chance to rise. This is the story of communities connected by a lake, but divided by opportunity. It is time to change that.